Denise Lewis is on top of her game right now. She's 28 years old, happily married, family oriented, outgoing, athletic, gets along great with everyone, and she runs her own marketing firm. Denise gets out of bed at 5:30 every morning to go on a 2-mile jog with her husband. They've been jogging together for the past 5 years. Jogging together is one of the things that has helped keep their marriage strong. One morning, as she's getting ready for her run, she feels a sharp pain in her stomach. She immediately schedules a same-day appointment with her doctor. Denise goes into the appointment as scheduled, where they run a series of tests on her. The nurse tells her that the test lab will have the results back to the doctor's office within 3 to 4 days. Denise, still in pain, goes home with a prescription for pain medication, which she has filled at the pharmacy, and after she takes it, the pain starts to fade away. 3 days go by, but no word from her doctor. By this time, the pain is still there slightly, but she's feeling much better than she did on Monday, so she's back to her regular routine of working, jogging, etc. 7 days go by, and the pain is pretty much gone. However, she still hasn't heard back from her doctor. To keep from worrying as she's been for the past week, she tells herself that no news is good news, and if there was a problem, she would have gotten a call from her doctor by now. 2 weeks later, the pain is gone, and she continues with her normal routine, jogging, work, and volunteering 3 days a week at her church. But in the back of her mind, she's still wondering about the results and why she hasn't received a call. It's now Wednesday, 2.5 weeks after her visit to the doctor. She and her husband set out on a 3-mile run. 1 mile into the run, Denise isn't feeling too well, so she decides it would be best to cut their run short. They turn around and start walking back towards the house. Denise is feeling weaker and weaker with each step. Halfway back to the house, Denise passes out, and her husband rushes her to the emergency. She wakes up about 6 hours later in a hospital room with tubes, wires, and all kinds of stuff attached to her body, with her husband right there at her side. Soon the doctor walks in and tells her that the pain she was experiencing 2.5 weeks ago was caused by cervicitis, an inflammation of the cervix. He goes on to say that because the cervicitis went untreated for so long, it has turned into cancer, and she's going to need to go into surgery immediately if she's going to have a chance of surviving. In fact, if not for her having been dehydrated and passing out, her condition could have worsened faster. Denise snaps, "Why didn't anyone call me before now?" The doctor calmly replies, "We did call you, but each time we tried, we got the message the number was not working number. We even sent you a letter requesting that you call us immediately." It was at this point that both Denise and her husband remembered that they had changed their numbers 6 months ago, but forgot to update the doctor's office with their new numbers. Denise breaks down into tears. The importance of follow-up. In this short story, Denise had several opportunities to follow up with the doctor's office to find out what was going on, but she didn't. Even though she thought about calling to follow up, she didn't make the call. In her mind, it was the doctor's job to follow up with her. Although Denise was worried about the results of the test, she assumed that because she hadn't heard anything about her condition, there was nothing to worry about. Denise's philosophy on following up may have cut her life short. Although this is an extreme example to stress the importance of following up, it's an example that happens far too often in health and business. So often we will tend to wait for someone to get with us instead of picking up the phone to find out what's going on. This especially happens in business. My philosophy in following up is that if I deem something to be important, I'm going to follow up and keep on following up until I get closure. I also feel that the level of follow-up should be based on the seriousness of the matter. What is your philosophy on following up? Are you proactive or are you reactive? Do you feel like you're bothering someone if you call them before they call you? Your answers will determine how well you do in business, especially the real estate business. There's a saying that the fortune is in the follow-up. Fortune can be defined as money, promotion, new relationships, and in Denise's case, life. Little food for thought. What was the last opportunity that you missed because you didn't follow up? How did that make you feel? What did you learn from that situation?